Hello, my fellow Follow the Samurai players, Zaript here. And some of you may be thinking, why the heck would you promise us to get as many videos as possible before new patch from CA and abandon your promise? Well, unfortunately I got something to trigger my allergy last week, so for 1 week I was absolutely unable to do anything meaningful. I kinda getting back in shape, but still it's difficult for me to think straight, because allergy is such a disease that really stays on a way of thinking. But there is one match that I can actually tell a couple of words about, because this match was casted by me, but on the Russian channel I casted it with Elisar, and for English talking audience this match was casted by Master P, and you should check out his Twitch account, and you should check out Elisar Twitch account if you want to see a live commentary. And that's a match between Duck and Han Asparukh in a second round of playoff of Aggony 1-1 Championship 2012. And this, well, there is a clear favorite in this match, because we all know how good Duck is on tournament games. And in first round he won over Parve, and Han Asparukh didn't have real test of a strength in first round, because his opponent Alpertunga was unfortunately had to forfeit because of the personal issues, as I understand. Whoa. I apologize for this, and for some reason my camera settings didn't work. Okay, let's slow this down and take a look at the compositions before I go any further. And this is a Han Asparukh who brought very Ducky style army, I should say. Quite a lot of cavalry, 4 Yariki level 6, Shogun Guard cavalry level 4, and okay, let me see, 1 Boki, interestingly enough. So only 1 Shogun Guard cavalry, and he have Imperial Guard cavalry with 150 range. It's something that... Oh, and Han Asparukh is with TWR as well as a Killerfish, because Killerfish showed us such a unit in previous games. In the games against Myth and Sorry and Kel. Well, we had seen 150 range Imperial Guard cavalry quite a lot on this tournament, but I still think that on this map it's a bad choice. I will talk about it later. So, and his line isn't that big. He have 3 White Bears, Vanilla, United States Marines with 150 range, and Spear Levies. His general is Bushido Gen with gun enabled. And here we go. Yet again Duck does something interesting. Well, it's not his invention or anything, but still you wouldn't expect full line composition, and good luck Unicorn Attack with Better Flash tournaments. I hope I could have disabled that announcement. First shot from this Imperial Guard cavalry getting, but let's take a look. Duck brought no cavalry at all. And let's take a look what did he brought. Bushido Gen, but interestingly, it's a mix between gun and Bushido, you see? Or maybe only Command and Bushido. And maybe this, you see melee defense on his general. I think that it might be some sort of retainer. It may be defense retainer. So this might be a full command gen. I'm not sure about that. But he certainly have stand and fight and reconnaissance. Okay. Well, there is 2 Marines. So he have 2 150 range units. And they both obviously have a good aura. And interestingly enough, if we take a look at the minimap, we can see that general of Han Asparukh actually have bigger aura than general of Duck. So Duck didn't put much points in general aura, which is interesting. I would like to know this build, just to because I can't imagine what he would invest to. Okay, Royal Marines here. I'm getting off the track. That's an long whole week of sickness for you. I'm getting off track easily. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 vanilla line units. Bears, Azure Dragon Force, Red Bears, White Bears, Black Tortoise Force, and you see how Black Tortoise Force are actually, interestingly enough, in the back end. With such an army, organization is a very important part of your setup. You should know what units are you planning to use as a front and what units as a back. And the idea here seems to... Okay, I will finish with this 3 Spear Levies and 1 more White Bear here. And now the question is, as I understand, Duck is defender in this game. So I can even speed it up because the game would be quite long. So Duck have no tools to catch this 150 range Imperial Guard Cavalry. On the other hand, Han Asparukh have no tools to really destroy this army. This cavalry contingent, it may work if Duck spread his army too much, but it's still very difficult to use strong cavalry build against line heavy build. And this line build actually doesn't have any white tigers that could route easily and cause a chain route. And it has 3 hours from General and 2 Royal Marines. And it actually have 2 150 range units, so it's very difficult to deal with something like that. But now the problem for Duck is, well, he is defender, he doesn't have much problems. And from the very beginning on the stream we were talking about how this game will go. Han Asparukh isn't an idiot, he will not charge in, so which means, and as an attacker he only needs to use at least 1 unit for attacking at any given time. So, as you can guess, he will, for quite a long time, he will use this Imperial Guard Infantry with 150 range to get small chunks of these 125 range units without going too close to this 150 range Marines. And now let's see. Honestly, when I play, I try to play something like that. It's on this map. It seems difficult. Duck told me that he could have gone for 3 dodges or just for camping, but he decided to play more aggressively. He is pushing, and I honestly don't know how could he gotten 3 dodges, because if you go too thin, you kind of making part of your force weaker. On the other hand, if you play it right with part of your opponent's forces being immobile, you can do it in such a way that your opponent break one of your flank, but pay too much for it. His cavalry would lose momentum. And as you can see, what is happening is very slowly, very carefully, Duck pushes farther away. He pushed this United States Marines from this forest. He used his Azure Dragon Force as a mid shield and moved Royal Marines closer. And what he is doing, he is just getting an area. You see, now he positioned his Azure Dragon Force in this forest, and now it's kind of very difficult for Han Asparukh to sneak his cavalry in. And look at this strategically hidden white bears. Duck didn't show them yet, and Han Asparukh does a smart thing. Well, he have only 1 tool to use in this match. It's this Imperial Guard Cavalry, and he tries to do that. 62 kills, but it has, look at this, 60 ammo. Man, sick unit. And Duck slowly pushes, he tries to get more area. And this is kinda sort of tutorial game. How do you play play with such a composition against each other. And what I like in a usual Dax play is the fact that, of course, he does stupid things, but when he plays well, and in this game he plays well, he shows how certain builds should be used. It's like a, I mean, how do you catch the cavalry, right? You should be thinking to yourself, if I brought build like this on a ladder game and my opponent went cavalry heavy, or on tournament play, and how do I deal with it? That's a question. And how Doug deal with it is he presents a lot of opportunities for Han Asparukh to charge in, and I will speed it up because this will be quite a long game, but it's, and we should look from the very high. Oh, this is a nice. Okay. No close shots in this game because the maneuvering is the most important part. Here, kind of mistake on a Asparukh plan. But and you see how with this difference in manpower, this Yariki started wavering. Oh, and a huge blind on Han Asparukh was busy managing that cavalry on a faraway diagonal flank here, and he almost lose his general. Oh, you shouldn't do mistake like this. Okay, slow this down a little bit because some action starting. And as I was talking, this Yariki lost only 10 men, but they were wavering because you see at this remaining units bar, Duck have a very huge advantage in manpower, and this unit was far away from his from the main forces, so it was wavering at 50 men. So that's the things you have to consider when operating on such a wide area. Okay, let me get back to this view. No, not sufficient. Yeah, this looks good. And has Asparukh still slowly but surely using his Imperial Guard cavalry to get chunks of Duck's army. That, well, he doesn't have much else to do. But overall, I would say this is a bad plan on his part on this map. This is, I was showing the games on this map previously, and it's kind of good for camping, right? It's good for line. This river kind of gets it very difficult to rush if your opponent plays it smart and run from your rush. There is hills to camp, there is forests to camp and hide. So cavalry isn't very good here. Cavalry would have to charge into the forest at some point. And you see Duck kind of baiting. I'm not sure how deliberate it is. Personally, I wouldn't go too close. But he knows that he can sacrifice some units. And this 150 range Imperial Guard carry, look at it. Because of this terrain and because of this forest, how difficult it is for Han Asparukh to make it cost effective. You see how close he have to get. And he can't find an angle to shoot. He's kind of trying and almost... no, they're not shooting. So it's kind of very difficult on this map. So not a best plan here. And that's what... And we have seen it on a live stream, and we didn't really know what to discuss because my bet was that this game would go for like 40 minutes. I was absolutely sure that Duck would win because you need to be an exceptional player to use your cavalry. I don't know. I don't want to underestimate Han Asparukh, but he never seemed such a player to me who can crack opponent's defense. He certainly doesn't seem like that. He plays, for sure, he plays very carefully, very cautiously, but he lost just in the builds, I believe, in this game. Because, well, just imagine what would you do on his side? How would you attack here? I don't know. And now, actually, some some action starting. Look at this. Doug decided to... He had a choice. He could have went for this farmhouse, but it's not that easy because there is 2 line units of Han Asparukh hidden in these 2 forests. So Doug would have to put too many forces here, which would weaken this flank. He decided not to waste too many time, and look at this. Han Asparukh goes for it. So Doug pushed this for this hill, and he have a clean advantage here in the forces, but he presented small weakness by this white bears. And I'm not sure why Han Asparukh charged this unit, just because this Yariki cost 130 koku. So even if he destroys this white bears and loses Yariki, he will be he will lose more koku. It's kind of very bad idea. And here, I'm not sure if it was deliberate, but if it was, it's such a smart move. Russian prince allows Han Asparukh to charge his Royal Marines. And what is happening? This Yariki, again, 1030 koku, against he loses it, and getting only half unit of this Royal Marines, which is 800 koku. Half unit of Royal Marines is 800 koku. So this is a great exchange for Doug. Of course, he kind of lose his 150 range unit, but he still have United States Marines, and this bar slowly but surely going his way, and he's getting more cost effective. Well, he didn't manage to rout this Yariki, but still slowly but surely he forces Han Asparukh to go for these exchanges, and that is what you want to do with such a line heavy build with a lot of cheap line and spear levies. You want your opponent to go and exchange with you. And look at this. Well, this is so easy to read. Han Asparukh charges this line, this Black Tortoise force, but this cavalry unit is dead. Spear levy dead. 1 Yariki dead. It's kind of very... And how should I call it? And it's difficult to play like this. Personally, it's very difficult for me. It's very easy to use Spear Levy as a mid shield, but all these line exchanges, they are very difficult to count, and it's very difficult to bait your opponent to go for this exchange. But I like how Doug does it, and here he risks a little bit. This Imperial Guard cavalry might get some shots in this in the general of Doug. But now, what a huge blunder! Getting for the chance to shoot at the general, Han Asparukh loses 50 men in this unit. He is the main and only weapon on this game. And this obviously not good. He is starting exchange with this white bears, but he only got 4 line units. And on this flank, he only got 2. This one, and there should be 150 range Marines. I don't remember already. They in this forest or in this forest. And Doug now have a local superiority here, and he pushes. So it's kind of look at this. Han Asparukh have more aggressive composition. Han Asparukh is attacking this game, but in the end, Doug is an aggressor. Oh, how funny it is! Oh man! And that's a kind of game class. This is a very smart build. Very cautious, very sure win build. I mean, a lot of people do not know how to deal with 150 range Imperial Guard cavalry, but that's what would kind of slow down your progress as a player. I think people should learn to use less special tools. Of course, it's cool to have such a units and be able to use them. And here, I'm talking too much. Interestingly enough, this Shogun Guard cavalry of Han Asparukh charged the general, but I think he did a micro mistake in the end, and he got 10 men in the avatar bodyguard, but he didn't finish them. Look, they have 9 men in them, but there is. I'm not sure. People tell me if I'm mistaken, but it seems that Dark put his general on the ground from the horse. Well, how do you call it? And I don't think, is there any effect like unlumbering artillery or something when general becomes invincible? Look at this. He get down from the horses, but maybe it was stand and fight. But I know, is there a small period of invincibility or something? I kind of don't understand how Asparukh managed to get 2 strong cavalry units and didn't kill the general. It might have been a micro mistake. He might have been issuing order to attack line or something. But whatever. 2 more cavalry units lost on this fight, and Dark using his power to force these 2 units away. And you see, Asparukh does not have any stability with his build. He cannot stay his ground in any place. I mean, he can hit anywhere he wants, but he cannot stay against slow push. But nice charge here with back charge. This white beast should be routing soon. But it doesn't really matter because there is too much forces coming. Maybe a little bit sloppy attack to pre-match attack on the dark part. He could have moved his line units better, closer. But now, you see, he completely giving up the map control because he don't care about 2 line units here. There is, yeah, you see them. These 2 white bears, they are isolated. Now Darks wants to corner these forces here and destroy them. And slowly, and maybe this pre-match attack was needed for only one reason. Dark needed to create an opening, otherwise Han would be too smart to charge in. So Dark presented a couple of chances for Asparukh to charge his line units. And now it suddenly, slowly but surely, looks like these 2 units will die for sure. This Imperial Guard cavalry managed to sneak away, but General is doomed. I'm not sure. I don't think Asparukh will be able to get his general from here. And this game seems to be over. And as I was talking before, this is a problem when you play too much using such a sure way to win, like kiting cavalry builds. And this is why I like Dark so much, despite playing cavalry heavy builds, and which some people might call kind of it's cavalry heavy builds. It's people call it cavalry spam, but I think it's okay for Dark because he can play these too, and I don't like it when I see people playing only cavalry heavy builds because it's certainly cheesy if you rely only on one tactic. But here I see a player who plays that tactic not because it's cheesy, but because it's effective, and he can use quite a lot of different builds, quite a lot of different approaches. That's why I'm okay with that. Whoa, I'm talking too much. I have I have more games to cast, and I will be too tired soon. So, well, I guess you can guess what will happen soon. Now, forces of Asparukh are on the verge of routing. Of course, he can still try to kite with his Imperial Guard cavalry. He has moral hour, but all Dark have to do now is to catch these 2 white bears, and when they destroyed, remaining cavalry of Asparukh will just rout. And let's take a look. And I'm sorry for these camera settings. I wasn't. They kinda really quirky. This is how I play usually, but it might be a little bit too fast for recording.
The men are exhausted.
So, yeah, even. So, you see, even when you meet an opponent with a build like this, heavy cavalry, with Imperial Guard cavalry, with such a long range, you see, this unit can kite you to death. There is still a way to deal with it. And not necessarily this line heavy build. Not necessarily. Even with a balanced build, you can still deal with it if you play it slowly and if you know what you should take care of. Look, and this is actually cool. Asparukh charges this depleted unit of Azure Dragon Force, and he gets away. This Imperial Guard Cavalry do not rout. He gets away from surrounding. Oh man. And the Duck using his 150 range advantage, I guess. No, not using it yet. Risking his general a bit, but noticing it. Well, some close shots, I guess. Let's take a look at this beautiful graphics with flickering shadows, which I don't really like. I got special mode for casts like this. It's extended zoom mode. I can zoom out quite a far away, but it still does not go underground. But I forgot to enable it. Okay, let's stop wasting your time and my time, and let's go to the final statistics. Because we have 3 more games in this match to cast, and these games are not just games to see. It's like a tutorial, right? Doug showed a good approach of how to use this line heavy build and how to build it. It's a nice build. He still have 150 range. He still have morale aura, and he still have tons of manpower. So compared to this, remember Green Star's build in a game against me or Prussian Prince? Green Star had almost the same amount of manpower, but he kinda didn't have 150 range. He didn't have aura, so it's surprising. Well, he did have a little bit more, but still, this is quite a lot and still very scary. And Duck lost much more, 500 men more than Asparukh, but he did have 1,000 men more. So he still got more cost effective in this exchange. And statistic-wise, nothing special, just because all kills you see spread out between all the units. There is no... These 2 units kind of focus of this build. They intended to be main killing power, but not necessarily. For Asparukh, well, nothing surprising here. And despite having all these units with all these skills, look at this Bokeh. Actually, I didn't really look at this Bokeh, but it actually paid for itself. It's a 150 Koku unit, and it certainly paid for itself. This Imperial Guard Cavalry, it might look like it killed a lot, but if you think about it, it's kinda not. It's a 1,800 Koku unit that killed 2 units of White Bears. It's barely went into the even cost effectiveness, barely, which isn't good. Which is why this unit, it's kind of not. It cannot win you the game. It meant to make your opponent create an opening. It's made to force your opponent to attack, but it didn't work, as you can see. Shogun, nothing interesting here. Okay then, I hope this wasn't too long. We will go to the next game. It will be much faster, and then it will be even more faster. And here we go, second game, Saga River. This time Duck an attacker and Asparukh is defender. But in the previous game it certainly didn't look like Duck was defending or anything. But we will see how it goes in this one. I'm sorry, I'm texting here, and yeah, I shouldn't do it while casting, but sorry. And here, from the very beginning, look at this. Duck brought his usual cavalry heavy build, 5 Black Tortoise forces, his general is Bushido Gen with gun enabled, and quite a lot of cavalry. 4 Yariki level 7, I believe. Yeah, and 3 Shogun Guard cavalry level 5. I don't like this personally, just because they're too expensive and too difficult to use. And from the very beginning, Duck make a mistake. He goes for map control. He goes for this farmhouse, for the shrine, and for workshop. But considering the tournament rules, Asparukh decides to use very smart but kinda tournament tactic. He decides to camp the hill, and in such a situation, suddenly it's a Duck who is in a very bad position, because cavalry is good when your opponent spread up, cavalry is good when your opponent is on the move, but when your opponent is in position, using all these spears, using I believe he have it's already hidden. Where is it? Okay, there should be revolver cavalry in this forest already. But let's take a look at Asparukh composition. 4 level 3 Yariki, gun gen, full gun gen, you see 155 range. Vermilion Bird Force, 3 Spear Levies, 2 Vermilion Bird Forces, I believe, and 1 Marine unit. Difficult to say, he's hiding in them, yeah. United States Marines, and interestingly enough, level 7. And I don't really understand his build, because when you have such a small area to cover, and when you already have Marines, bringing 2 Vermilion Bird Forces is kind of pointless. They are not cost effective in terms of shooting because they have moral aura, but moral auras do not stack, as I understand. So kinda not really cost effective composition. I don't really understand it, but well, whatever. When you decide to camp, because these Vermilion Bird Forces have a very good base morale stat. And Duck is seeking for opening, but there is not much opening, obviously. Personally, I think that Duck could have... what could have he done? He could have spread his line more, like 2 units here, 2 units here, and at least 1 unit here, to make a complete surround. Well, maybe some shots go. Look at this, 12 kills in 1 volley. Nice, nice. And here some shooting starting. I definitely need to change. And huge blunder on the Duck part, losing this half of this cavalry unit. Very huge blunder. You need to. I think he understands that he really needs every unit he can use, and you should use your Black Tortoise forces as a mid shield. And well, after the game, Duck told me that this was probably the reason he couldn't break this defense, because now you see he's attacking from all the sides, but he doesn't have a free cavalry unit to charge this United States Marines, which is the most important thing to do in such a situation, because they're in a forest, so firepower of these Black Tortoise forces isn't enough to deal a significant damage. And here, these cavalry units in kinda even fight with much cheaper Yariki of Han Asparukh, but they're slowly but surely dying. This spear levy got 60 kills, this spear levy, well, not much actually, but each unit got some. This Black Tortoise infantry, Black Bear infantry killed 60 men. All 60 men are cavalry units. And that's the whole Shogunate Guard cavalry unit. It's super effective. And at this point it's kinda over, because this line is worthless on their own. 5 units of Black Tortoise force they cannot do much, and well, that's kinda power of camping. What can I tell? I guess the only chance for Duck with such a build in this game was to get his cavalry on this hill before Han Asparukh could have done it. But I guess this time Duck doesn't have... actually, it got sniped by this United States Marines through the Dodger, his general. And his general does not have reconnaissance point in command skill tree, and Duck didn't bring Shinobi Informant, as I understand, so he didn't read this plan well enough. And still, even if his cavalry got into this hill first and kinda slowed down this, delayed this camping, it still would have been a very even game, just because Duck was forced to attack. He wasn't able to choose his attacking he kinda couldn't delay the plan of Han Asparukh, and the plan was to camp, and it's very difficult to delay camping. It's very difficult. And yeah, this game is slowly but surely going to the end, with this revolver cavalry killing only 47 men. Wasn't effective at all. Royal United States Marines killed 140, 130 for Vermilion Bird Force. Yeah, kinda. How should I call it? Of course, you need to play effectively on a tournament, but I think Han Asparukh used a valid tactic, and it actually brought him the win. But when I see tactic like that, I can tell for sure this player, he will not be a great player. He will never be, unless he somehow splits away from this defensive mindset. Because when you think only about how to defend, you kind of close your mind. You should think about... you kind of want to put yourself in a very stable position. It's okay, but it makes you an easy target, actually, in fact, because you need to get into a certain position on a map, and on some maps you cannot really camp, and I think much better way to play, and much way to play that will make you progress much faster, is thinking in terms of movement, of timings, of weakness of your opponent, of your own strengths. Not thinking about how do I get in position where my opponent have to attack me and to die. It's too easy, and it will work, but it will not deepen your understanding of the game, and you will kind of stuck on your level for for eternity. Not for eternity, of course, but you will be stuck. So, Han and Asparukh have a clear advantage in manpower. 500 men, because Aggony Duck, well, I do not support this 3 level 5 Shogunate Guard Cavalry. It's kinda too much. It's I'm not sure he needs that much. And I mean, if you bring that cavalry, right, you can opt for bringing level 2 Yariki, for example, because these 3 Shogunate Guard Cavalry, they can destroy your opponent's cavalry contingents. But, and against enemy's line, you don't need such a strong Yariki. And it's kind of too disbalanced, this build, and too risky. Certainly high reward, high risk, high reward build. But something inside me tells that he put too much funds in too small numbers. It's I mean, of course you can be effective with such a build, but you can easily exchange this Shogunate Guard for some for 2 units, for 2 line units, for example, and it will not make you any weaker. You will this build will not really get. It will not be weak. I don't know how to explain it. It will still be strong with 2 Shogunate Guard Cavalries and 4 Yarikis. It would still be very cavalry heavy build. And that's especially true when you know you're going against an opponent who isn't Murzik, for example. Han Asparukh does not do very well with his cavalry heavy builds, and we have seen it already. Well, whatever. Duck knows better. Duck probably knows better what he tried to do with his build. But I have my opinion nevertheless. And here, it's actually not all spear levies. He had 1 Yarikachi. They probably were protecting United States Marines. And what can I tell? Campy build, campy kills. Let's hop into the next game. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's game 3 of match between Aggony Duck and Han Asparukh in the second playoff round of Aggony 1-1 Championship 2012. Yep, and I'm doing this introduction because despite it being only 2 seconds for you, it have been like an hour for me. I had to take a little break between 2 maps, and I kinda tweaked camera settings a bit, so it should be a little bit better now. And first 2 games ended in a tie, 1-1. So now we're going for Waterfalls, and let's start with the Ducks composition. Kinda cavalry heavy composition. 4 Yariki level 7 each, I guess. Imperial Guard Cavalry, Vanilla, Shogunate Guard Cavalry level 5. His general is Bushido Gen with gun enabled. 2 Black Tortoise forces on a high ground. United States Marines and Black Tortoise force on a lower ground. And Revolver Cavalry hidden in this forest, and Royal Marines hidden as well. I need to fix zoom as well. Oh, whatever. And here we get Han Asparukh. 2 Shogitais, smart decision on a lower ground. Vanilla. Vermilion Bird Force, United States Marines, again 2 our units together. I don't understand it. Okay, his general is Bushido Gen with gun enabled. Here we have another Vermilion Bird Force. What's with this Vermilion Bird Forces? I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. 4 Yariki level 6 and 1 Shogunate Guard Cavalry level 3 and Revolver Cavalry Vanilla. And this map is kinda random. This is a very random map because if you get 2 important dodges on the lower ground, it's kinda a rush part of a map, and on higher ground it's a choke point situation, which is very good for line. And we have workshop there, and here we have archery dojo and sword dojo. So well, I'm not sure if Han Asparukh want to come this hill as well, but he certainly goes for right option if he wants to rush using his Shugitais. But that's Dak for you. Remember what he done against Killfish on this map in one of the beta tournaments, I believe? He just attacked with his cavalry without thinking much, and his revolver cavalry already decimating revolver cavalry of Han Asparukh in 2 volleys. They destroyed it immediately. Now he is charging this Yaruki, destroying it, destroying this Yaruki. Look how strong this revolver cavalry is. 135 kills already. If you... Man, I don't know. I will probably make a short video of this. Can you imagine it? Revolver cavalry, Yaruki, Vermilion Birdforce. And this revolver cavalry wins against these 3 units. I mean, not wins, but not dies and gets 140 kills. Exceptional performance. And I don't know. He rushed with his revolver cavalry without any melee cavalry support. This is sick. Find this replay and watch it. I think I will try to get additional video just on this small episode to watch it better. I will not record this whole video again. And now Han Asparukh is in terrible position. Look this at this. He's using his United States Marines by this back charge of 2 Yari cavalry, and now suddenly no 50 range units for Han Asparukh. Only 2 cavalry units for Han Asparukh. This game is done for. He can do nothing at this point because Aggony Duck still have Imperial Guard cavalry. He still have his United States Marines. And he still has some of his melee cavalry left, so he can kite, he have a range advantage, he have mobility advantage. He still have revolver cavalry, which he can get additional ammunition on this archery dojo. Oh man, I'm an idiot. Look at this revolver cavalry. It's a level 9 revolver with 32 ammunition. Man, this is sick. I don't know. I kind of know that some people use this unit, but I don't believe in it. It's too expensive. Because I rarely see, at least in this scenario, it did exceptionally well, but even with all this kill count, I'm not sure if it paid for itself. Well, kinda. 1000 on vanilla revolver cavalry, 1000 on level 6 Yaruki. Well, it did pay for itself, but I don't think it's possible to make cost effective in any game, and I am not calling the exact action because Duck didn't even need to use his Black Tortoise forces. He attacked Han Asparukh when his forces were clumped up in a very bad position here, and Duck attacked his cavalry contingent here isolated. And Han Asparukh didn't make a good use of his Vermilion Birdforce. They didn't shoot much. And at the same time, while Han Asparukh was busy managing this, Duck went around and attacked from behind. And if we look at the final statistic, I think we will suddenly discover that Duck was much more cost effective, and I'm not sure that Han Asparukh managed to kill much. And that was I was talking in a cast of previous game. If you only know how to camp well, you're bound to lose to a good player. And when I was watching the second game, before this match, before the start, I saw that Han Asparukh have some chances. He's decent player. He does okay. I played against him. Of course, Aggony Duck was my favorite in this game, and Han Asparukh was kinda underdog. But when I saw how he won second game, I knew he will lose this match, no matter what. Because if you bet on camping against stronger player, you will lose. It's kinda, if you're not creative, it's just my experience. I don't have any rational explanation for this, but that's a feeling I get. The moment you try to close yourself in this shell, you already lost mentally, and it will only take a couple of games for you to lose the match, and it's already 2-1 in favor of Duck. And on this map, he was a defender, I believe, in this match. Let me think about. Yeah, he was a defender, designated defender. And because of all this cavalry, only 100 difference in deployed man. And look at this. Well, Asparukh doubled Duck in losses, and we will see. Revolver cavalry, yes, exceptional performance, and this time this 200 kills isn't some spear levies or anything. It's two very expensive cavalry units of Asparukh. So this time this disintegrate certainly paid for itself, but I don't like it. Level 9 revolver cavalry. I need to see it more in an action. We will see it. 2.Yaruki did quite good, charging United States Marines from the back, destroying them. United States Marines did okay, destroying that Russian Shogitais. Overall, Imperial Guard Cavalry didn't do much, but they didn't lose much as well, so if something went wrong, this unit would probably win the game for Duck. And these two Black Tortoise forces were out of the fight completely. I'm even surprised that they lost one man. How is this even possible? I'm not sure about it. Shooting at some routing units, maybe getting some shots from your own man. And for Asparukh, nothing to tell here. His cavalry have decent upgrades, so they killed some, but in the end he was just overwhelmed from attacks from all the sides. He wasn't able to react well, and this time Duck did exactly what as I told, what he should have done in the previous game. He attacked before Asparukh was in position. All forces of Asparukh was in terrible state for shooting at this cavalry. They were clamped up, they were in this raw terrain area of the map, so it went very bad for him, because he doesn't know how to play on the move, it seems. Okay, game 4 waiting for us. And game 4 it is. Same map, Waterfalls, and this time Duck is an attacker, and Asparukh is a defender. And since I casted the game live, I know what waits for us. And you probably know as well if you watched Master P cast, or maybe if you are Russian, maybe you watched Alisar stream. So you probably know what is waiting for us. Let me start with the Duck composition on this map. He have revolver cavalry level 9 again, pulverize, not disintegrate this time. So 4.Yaruki level 7, Azura Dragon Force here, interesting enough. Shogun Guard Cavalry level 5, Shogun Guard Cavalry level 5, and one more Revolver Cavalry. So even more cavalry heavy contingent this time. No 150 range Marines, no Marines at all, and two Black Tortoise forces here. And Duck is going for map control. You see, he's already capping the dodges. And yeah, Asparukh decides to cap the hill with artillery. Man, I was like, what are you doing? On the live stream, when I saw this, I know who will win this game. Because, well, you can win with a plan like this on a ladder against usual player. But even me, I mean, no matter how... I'm not a high-level player. I mean, I do so much mistake. I was eliminated from the tournament so early. But even I know that this is like giving up. You put your artillery here. Okay, who cares? I will put my forces in a forest here, here, here. Maybe even here. Maybe I will sneak some forces here. And I have 3 dodges. So I will wait for you to attack. Why would I attack you on this position? And you wouldn't be able to make your Armstrong gun to pay for itself. You will send some units to cap the dodger, and they would be destroyed because they're splitting from the main force. And I mean, it's even pointless for me to cast Asparukh composition, but let's do it. Vanilla Armstrong guns here. Yarikachi, Spear Levy, both Yarikachi, level 5. Oh man, this is such a defensive mindset, it kind of bugs me. Vermilion Bird Force, United States Marines. This very expensive revolver cavalry getting some shots from here, from Gun General, from United States Marines. Kinda a little bit risky on the dark part. Maybe he was a little bit nervous, I don't know. So he exchanged 8 men for 50 men. It's 50 men on Spear Levy unit. Not sure if it was worth it. Was it Yariki level 3? So all 4 Yariki level 3 here for... And let's take a look at upgrades. It's defense and attack upgrade. I would certainly go for morale upgrade with such an cheap cavalry. Yes, if I want to make it cheap, I wouldn't go for defense, but it's Han Asparukh decision to make. Kinda okay. I'm actually recording it on a full screen, so it will be downscaled. It should make flickering video a little bit better, less flickering, less problems with anti-aliasing, but shadows still awful. And you see this Sakura leaves falling down, and there's people who watched, who kinda look at my Steam profile history should probably recognize this this view. Han on the hill, Han off the hill. But yeah, it will not bring you the victory. Shoot all you want. So the only question is how patient Duck would be. And as you can see, Duck playing it a little bit differently from what I would personally do. I would hide my units in the forest, and I will wait until my opponent goes for it before showing myself. But Duck kinda he probably knows the kill rates of this Armstrong gun better, so he allows this Armstrong gun to shoot. And interestingly enough, he doesn't put his Yariki in loose formation from what I can see. He spreads them wide, but I would put it in loose formation. And he is engaging with his Azura Dragon Force that came around, now destroying the Spear Levy and Vermilion Bot Force in this forest. And this is actually important part of the game, pressure on this flank. You see, now Han Asparukh in a very desperate, and I will even speed this up a little bit, in a very desperate position. If he tries to go through this choke point to get the dodger, he will have to split his forces, because otherwise he will be hit from the back. So Duck kind of puts the pressure on this flank to get attention of Han Asparukh away from this dodger. So it's not a game of elimination, because there is no way that this vanilla Armstrong gun would destroy Duck's forces in remaining time. It's all about getting this sword dodger. Can Han Asparukh get it or not? That's the question. And Duck kind of at this point, I think it was like 5 minutes left, I'm not sure, and Duck throwing these attacks, and look at this. This is very cool. Catching this Vermilion Bird Force on retreating and decimating them. Look, 50 kills all in seconds, and kind of getting back. Look at this. Just the moment the Spear Levies come, they get 1 kill already. Only 1 kill. Maybe some kills for this Yaruki. No! Duck managed to get away safely. Well, almost. Not good getting these shots from this. Who did shot actually? This Vermilion Bird Force, I think. But the whole deal took Han Asparukh around 1 minute to react, you see? He's kind of moving his forces because now it's only 3 minutes left for him. If I remember correctly, 3 or 4 minutes left. But because of this attack, he's wasting time. He's wasting his attention on this flank. And Duck just hitting and running, not to do damage, but to not let Han Asparukh put his forces in this circle. And this dancing continues, and you see again, moving closer, getting back, making Han Asparukh to just micro this area. Slowly but surely this revolver cavalry gets kills, but it's kinda not worth it so far. These 170 kills are too cheap. And other, where is the last? Personally, I don't understand this. You see? Well, there is no archery dodge on the map, but on a dark place, I would use this vanilla revolver cavalry, probably because why not? And now, beautiful, you see? Almost no shots from this United States Marines, and now they are focusing this revolver cavalry that will die no matter what, and getting such already 40 kills of United States Marines on this revolver cavalry. It could have done a little bit better, I think, but still. And now, I mean, even if there were no dodger, but if there were no dodger, Han would not attack, but still. You see, there is no way for him to win this game. Just because he... you see what he done? He... Duck didn't have to do anything. Duck's plan was to get a map control and use it. And Han Asparukh did give up map control completely. And what did he get in exchange? This camping position, but he didn't get any kills out from it. Look at this. 100 men killed. I mean, why would you put yourself in position like this? And honestly, if I remember correctly, Han Asparukh already lost this game because... oh, I'm not sure. This tournament kind of have a red line rule, if I remember correctly. I might be mistaken, but you can't camp a red line for more than 5 minutes. So I need to check it. Maybe you can. But anyway, Duck didn't use that rule to win. He won it more clearly, and he showed the weakness of this build and the weakness of this mindset. And I don't have any problems with Han Asparukh as a player and as a, well, not as a human being, as a person, but I certainly have a problem, some issues with his play style. This is what you would expect from some Clan Long members. Something all of a high-level Total War community make fun of. This is a gameplay. I mean, it's like anecdote. You go for this strong defensive position and you still lose the game because this game wasn't designed for such a player. Again, at least when these dodges were introduced, this kind of play. Oh man. And that is why I told in the beginning that this is kind of tutorial match. Doug showing us how without... I mean, in this game and in the first game, Doug didn't show us any exceptional micro. No, if you noticed, he kind of put his cavalry in danger a couple of times. It was a little bit sloppy. His revolver cavalry were shooted at. And in the first game, there was a couple of episodes where he could have played more effectively with his line, but what I'm trying to tell is any of us can do that. If you use build like this, and if you recognize such a scenario or different build. But if you see your opponent taking a gun and getting into campy position, you can do it. Even I showed you, there is one video on my channel where I show you how I deal with artillery campers. I do the same. They can't camp on a good position and keep a dojo at the same time on most of the maps. There is 2 or 3 maps that allow you that, and that is why these maps never used on the tournaments. But you see, even without great micro, but with good decision and knowing what you are doing, you can deal with it. And it's a little bit, it's kind of shame that Han Asparukh, who went so far in this tournament playing like that, I certainly don't like his playstyle in this match, at least. Okay, and you see quite a significant difference in manpower just because of this too expensive revolver cavalry and Shogun Guard cavalry level 5. It's 500 man difference, but Duck still was a little bit more effective on kills. But if you look at this, this isn't exchange he would want to. You see, 150 man difference in losses, and it's certainly not enough to win against Han Asparukh. I mean, with such manpower. But timer was enough. Timer was enough. So Duck threw away a couple of his units just to delay this dojo push, and it worked well. Pulverize did okay, but these kills are too cheap. Spear levies, mostly a couple of shots on Vermilion Bloodforce. Here, this one, no-named revolver cavalry get 100 kills, and this whole, this is United States Marines. So this unit went even in terms of cost effectiveness, I think. This two Shogun Guard cavalry is certainly not cost effective, but it was game plan effective in the end. And this Armstrong gun getting 142 kills, maybe it paid for itself in terms of some of these kills are cavalry units, kinda expensive units. But overall, you see what this game plan cost for Han Asparukh. It was too expensive. Okay then, last game waiting. Wait a second. This was the last game. Yeah, my mind playing tricks on me. So, 3-1. Aggony Duck winning with Han Asparukh getting only one game in this match. In a very, very annoying fashion. I'm okay with players. Actually, I'm quite okay with players camping on the tournaments, but I'm glad that aggressive and attacking playstyle still proved itself to be stronger. And this yet again means that this game is kinda balanced. I mean, if you know how to play as an attacker, as an aggressor, you still have quite a good chances against defensive build. Not necessarily even chances, but almost even, depending on the map. So, this will be quite a long video, and if you watched to this point, thank you for watching and thank you for your patience. See you later, guys.